Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, happy new year. Today's video, I'm gonna finally be sitting down and sharing with you guys my 20 favorite products from 2020. I do just want to start off by saying that I'm really sorry that I didn't upload a holiday look and as well as a gift guide. December was just such a hectic month. Seriously, just was drained. I was so tired. I was running around like crazy that I just could not sit down and film. I also didn't really feel like a lot of inspiration to film all that much. I do apologize for not getting those videos up like I said, but I am feeling much better and I feel recharged and really excited for all the new content that I have planned. But today I'm finally sitting down and talking about the products that I loved for 2020. But I have found such amazing gems that I'm really excited to share them with you guys. Hopefully you're able to discover some favorites. If you keep up with my videos, then you'll probably know about a lot of these that I've talked about before. Okay, before we get started, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela. I make beauty and lifestyle videos. Please be sure to subscribe down below if you like that type of content, and let's go ahead and get started. I don't have a product for every single category, and I even have like a few for the same categories. A lot of these were also new releases. Others were like a little bit older, like from years before, but that I discovered in 2020. And also I'm looking through this stuff and I have a lot of e.l.f. But e.l.f. seriously killed it last year. They had so many amazing launches and I loved so many of their products. Let's kick things off with primer. Primer was seriously one of those categories that was hard to choose just one or two things. So I have 4 to talk about. 3 of them are from e.l.f. and then I have 1 from Artistry. This is the Artistry Studio Shanghai Edition 2-in-1 Perfecting Matte Finish Primer. I think I was able to get my hands on it back in August and I love this. I love this primer. I'm like about halfway through it. This primer is amazing. This both like blurs out your pores and it also keeps you matte. So I love this. I love that I could really just like go in with like just one primer to get that job done. It leaves you with a very nice like silky finish on your skin. And your skin like looks so good. Like when I apply this primer with the Fenty foundation, my skin looks perfect. It looks so good. I love this stuff so much. I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible because there are 20 items that I need to talk about in this video. The next primers that I've loved all year long, I have a rather large primer collection. I think I have about 10. I'm pretty sure I have around at least 10 primers, maybe even more. I always find myself going back to these, and those are the e.l.f. Putty primers. I have both the Poreless Putty, which is the original one, and then I have the Matte Putty primer. This one actually launched the beginning of the year, so back in January of last year. I have yet to try out the Luminous one. So if you guys have tried the Luminous one, please let me know down below in the comment section. These are so freaking affordable and they do such a great job. They both retail for $8. You get a really good amount and I really love how the Poreless Putty one, that one just blurs out your pores amazingly. The matte one, this one keeps me this keeps my oil like in check. Like this controls that so well. And this one I actually used a lot during like when quarantine first started. I went a really long time without going in with makeup like during the day when I would go out to work. It's because with like wearing a mask and stuff, like I was just sweating so much and I just didn't want to like put on makeup and then put on a mask, especially because during the start of quarantine I just couldn't figure out how to wear makeup with a mask on just because everything would transfer on. I have now found a really amazing product that actually I get little bit of transfer on my mask now, but I'm gonna talk about that product like later on. During the start of quarantine, I would just like skip makeup when I would go out to work. I would still go in with the Matte Putty primer after my skincare and then that was it. And it would just have my skin just be matte and just keep that oiliness in check. So I love this stuff. I was using it as if it was like a skincare product. And I love this stuff. It's amazing. I love it so much. This is another product from e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise Primer Glow Oil. So I got this oil and honestly I fell in love with it. I kept seeing a lot of people like the whole Retro Paradise collection. Bomb. I really like the palette. I really like the lip liner set. And this oil, I actually just ordered 2 more as backups because I don't want to run out of this anytime soon. But I really like that collection. I thought it was a really nice collection. This primer, I kept seeing a lot of people using it in their Instagram videos more specifically. And it really like, this is like the one product that got really great reviews. I had a hard time finding it in stores. And when I finally saw it, I grabbed it and I'm like, I'm taking this. But this retails for 10 bucks and you get so much product in here and you really don't need a lot. I'm someone that I have combination skin, so I get my T-zone gets oily and then the rest of my face is like normal to dryish sometimes. But I like to just put this just like on my cheeks, a little bit on the forehead, the tiniest bit you need of this. You don't need to apply so much. I've seen a lot of people apply a lot on Instagram, like on Instagram tutorials, and you really don't need a lot. Like an oil is just like un poquito. A little bit of this goes such a long way. I love how this gives me such a very pretty glow underneath my foundation. When I like apply my foundation and blend it out, it blends out so easily, so pretty. My skin just looks airbrushed. It looks so good. So I really love this oil. I think it does wonders for my skin. I have some foundations that I want to talk about. So the first one, this is another product that launched earlier this year. I did do a review on it, and when I first tested it out, I really did not like it. But then over time, I figured out the way to use it, the way to apply it, and that is the Milani Screen Queen Foundation. I have mine in the shade 170 Golden Fair, and I am about more than halfway done with this thing. But I love this foundation. This one, I actually got this at Target. I've seen it at Target, Ulta. I think you can also order it from Milani's website. But I love this foundation. I honestly, like, a lot of my makeup preferences and my makeup routine, it really changed this past year. Just with quarantine and everything, I feel like I kind of like stepped away from the whole like full coverage matte finish. And I like really started to like get more into like BB creams again, a more like light to medium foundation, something with like a natural finish to it and not so much just matte and full coverage. So this is one of the first foundations that I tried out this year that was more of like a natural finish and also like a medium-ish coverage to it. And I've loved it. I've loved it so much. It gives you such the most natural finish on your skin. It looks like your skin, but better. But it still looks like skin. It doesn't look heavy on the skin, and it also doesn't look like you have on like a lot of foundation. Like it looks like your skin, but better. So it's buildable, light to medium coverage, long wearing, and it gives you a luminous natural skin finish. So I also did like that it does give you a nice pretty luminous finish, but you don't look oily or greasy if you use the right primer. It does also come with a pump, which is great. Another foundation that I also liked, which also at the beginning I wasn't the biggest fan of, but now I'm like almost done with this, and that is the Artistry Studio Tokyo Edition Correct and Perfect Face Compact. This is in the shade Light, and the thing about this product, if I could get to open it, but it comes with 2 correctors. You get like a light green and then a lilac color, and it comes with the actual foundation here. And then at the bottom, it came with a sponge, but I threw it out because the sponge sucked. I do like to go in with the correctors, but I honestly reach for the foundation more than that. But this, I honestly didn't really like it at the beginning. I couldn't really like figure out how to make it work. But what I've done now is that I'll go in and like get my fingers in there, start to warm up the product, and then apply it directly on my skin, and then blend it out with a kabuki brush. I feel like that's what's really makes it blend out nicely, and it also still keeps that coverage. It's like a buildable light to medium coverage, and I love it so much. This is perfect for like those days where I just want to like throw on a little bit of foundation just to like even things out a little bit. I do just recommend going in and just warming it up with your finger, and then the product will just like melt and just blend out super easily on the skin. I've seen a lot of people just like go in with their sponge, like they'll open it and then right away go in with the sponge. You're just like digging in there with the sponge, and you're not really getting that like pigment or that coverage that this does give. So always just go in, warm it up with your finger, apply it, and then blend it out with a brush. So yeah, I really like this stuff and I've hit pan on it big time, but I love it. I think it's a great product. Hated it at the beginning, but now I really like it. I didn't really buy a lot of concealers this year. I think I may have bought like just like one, only because the previous year I had bought a lot. So I've kind of been working on my concealer collection, trying to finish them up. But the one that I've honestly, like, I always just found myself reaching for so much this past year was this one from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the Kylie Skin Concealer. I have mine in the shade Shell. And the thing about this concealer is that it's like, it has good coverage and it blends out so nicely. It doesn't look cakey at all. And I also do like to use this as like an eye primer. So I really like this concealer. It also lasts a long time. If you can't find it on sale, pick it up if it's on sale. But I think it's usually like $22. And honestly, I think it's worth the price. I'm not like the biggest like Kylie Cosmetics person, just because I feel like I hate doing the comparison, but I feel like it's really just overpriced ColourPop products. I think this concealer is really good. I really like it. I really like the coverage. I like the finish of it, and it just covers up what I needed to cover up. So it is a good concealer. If you can get it on sale, pick it up on sale. But if not, honestly, I think it's worth the 20 bucks that it, honestly. So I have some beauty tools that I kind of want to include already right now. So let's talk about them. I have the ColourPop F15 flat top kabuki brush. I had always been the type of person to blend out my foundation, my concealer, everything with a beauty sponge. But this past year, I don't know, I was just on ColourPop's website. I was browsing through their brushes and I found this brush. It was $5, and honestly it's been like the best investment. I love how this blends everything out. I love that it doesn't, you don't lose any product, you don't lose any coverage. More than anything, that's something that sponges tend to do, and it also just blends everything out super easily. Doesn't leave you with any like streaks on your face or anything like that. But I love this brush so much. And another product that I also really enjoyed this past year that also blends everything out so nicely, this is the filter sponge from Sonia Kashuk. Again, it's also disgusting. I haven't washed it, but this is also another sponge that is $5. I think that this has become like my holy grail beauty sponge. I feel like no one talks about this, and it's so good. I really like how this also doesn't really like take away that coverage as other sponges do. And it also doesn't really like soak up a lot of product like other sponges do. So I really like this, and then when you wet it, it gets huge. But I love this stuff so much. I love these two so much. Okay, let's talk about a powder. So this is another product from e.l.f. and this also launched earlier last year, earlier of 2020, and I loved it. I actually finished it up, and I have been trying to not repurchase it because I have some other powders in my collection that I'm trying to finish up. So as soon as I finish all of those up, then I'll go back, buy this powder, and then this will probably be the one and only powder that stays in my collection because it's that good. I have here the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I have mine in the shade Light. This is an amazing powder. Like, I think that this is like one of like my top 5 favorite products of 2020. And what I really like about this is just how it sets my makeup, but it doesn't make it look cakey. It doesn't feel heavy. I didn't notice any flashback, and it also just leaves you with a very pretty glow, especially underneath the eyes. But if you go in with bake with this powder, it really leaves you with a very soft matte finish, and it really like brightens up very nicely underneath the eyes. So I really like this powder. I kept using this so much. Like, I finished it up. Right now the powder that I've been really enjoying is the one from Anastasia. So this is the one that I've been using, and I do also really like it, but honestly, like, it just does not come close to my e.l.f. one. And this is like $8 and this was like 30 $38 maybe. I don't remember how much this thing was, but honestly I prefer this over this. This is another product that is in like my top 5, but this is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is a product that I had seen so many people talk about, so many people hype it up, and honestly it is worth the freaking hype. It's worth it. My dog is staring at me, but it's so worth the hype. I love this stuff. This is the one product that has really made such a big difference in my makeup, and it just makes my makeup just stay in place and last even while wearing a mask. So I love this. I barely get any transfer on my masks now. My masks used to always just like everything would just transfer on there. It was disgusting. But now ever since I like started to use this setting spray, it was sort of like an end of the year. Well, I got this over the summer, but then I really started to use it like over in like the past like 2-3 months of 2020. And honestly, like this has become like my holy grail setting spray. I do also still really like my Artistry setting spray, but this just does wonders to my skin. If I have any like dry patches or anything, it gets rid of it. And I love it. I love how it sets everything into place. Nothing moves, nothing budges, and it's just such a great setting spray. It's seriously worth all of the hype that it's ever gotten. Seriously. I think it launched this year. I think it launched in 2020. I'm not sure. But this is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Cheeks Out Freestyle Butter Bronzer in 02. And I love this. This is like the one and only like cream bronzer that I have in my collection, and I love it. It makes you look so sculpted, and it's such a nice neutral shade, and this just blends out super easily. It is also like, it's also like fairly pigmented, and honestly like a little bit of this goes such a long way. It looks so nice on the cheeks. I love it. I've really been enjoying this product. This is the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder Palette, and this thing, you get 4 big bronzers in here, and you do also get a mirror. But these are amazing. They're so pigmented, they're so blendable, they look so pretty on the skin. They're very complimentary, and it's only 10 bucks. Only 10 bucks, which is such a steal. I've also seen so many people talk about this, rave about this, and recommend this, and ever since I picked it up, honestly, it has become like, it quickly became a favorite of mine. If you guys have any Essence favorites, please let me know down below in the comment section, because I really want to pick up some more of their stuff. So I have a blush. This is the Essence the blush in the shade 20 Bespoke. So I really like this shade. It is a very pretty like neutral blush shade, very pretty. I like to go in with this, especially when I don't know what blush to go into. Sometimes like I have a lot of like pinky blushes, corally. Your blush can like, it could either like make or break your look. So sometimes when I don't know which shade to go in to like complement my eyes, to kind of like tie everything in together, I'll just go in with this, and this really goes with like any makeup look that I have on. I really like this, very pigmented. And then a highlighter that I really enjoyed this past year is this one from ColourPop. I don't know if I mentioned it in my previous yearly favorites video, but I love this one. This is the Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian. It's such a classic ColourPop favorite, but these are so good. This costs like, I think it's like 8 bucks, somewhere around there. But this is just such a blinding highlighter. If you want something blinding, and if you want something that just looks so pretty on your skin and just goes with any makeup look that you have, this is the one. So good. I tested out a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I bought a lot of them. I decluttered a lot of them. I love eyeshadow palettes. If you guys keep up with my channel, then you would know that I have an obsession with them. Of all of the palettes that I bought this past year, the one that I found myself reaching for again and again, and every time I'd use it, I'm just not disappointed at all. It's this one. This is the One Size Patrick Star Visionary eyeshadow palette. This is my new holy grail. I still love my Anastasia Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. Like that one is like my ultimate holy grail palette, but this one is coming very close to it. I have used this so much. I have just really enjoyed it and gotten so many different looks from it. I am wearing it today. Like if you are on the hunt for a good like neutral warmy toned palette for like any occasion, this is the palette. This is amazing. I love it so much. I've used it every single time that I use it. I love the look that I come up with. I love how pigmented these shades are, how pretty they look on the eyes, how easy they are to work with. And I love it so much. And you could really create so many different looks from this palette. It's amazing. So good. And I do also really like that it comes with literally like every shade that I would need to do a good eyeshadow look with. I do also love when palettes come in with like a black shade and also a good like highlighting shade over here. But yeah, you do get a good combination of shimmers, of mattes. You have your lighter shades, your good crease shades, some shimmers here, pops of color, a good black to make any look smoky, and it's just such a good palette. It's worth the price tag. I also did get like a good amount of brow products last year. These were just my favorites. I don't think they even launched in 2020. I think they launched before, but I barely discovered them in 2020. So the first one is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This NYX, honestly, like NYX has a lot of products that I've bought a few of their like more newer stuff, and I'm like, I've really like slept on this brand. But I have mentioned before that every time I see their section at Ulta, I just feel overwhelmed because it's a ton of stuff, like so much stuff. I finally got the micro brow pencil, and in 2020 I went through at least 4 of these. These are amazing brow pencils. My brows just look so like natural and just so snatched at the same time, and the product is also like very long wearing. Like it would not budge, it would not move at all. I really love this brow pencil. This has got to be like my holy grail brow pencil. And another product that I also really loved in 2020, another product that I also found myself like repurchasing so many times, and that's the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel. I have mine in the shade Neutral Brown, and I really like this product. This is like a dupe to the Benefit Gimme Brow Gel, and I really like it. So as you can see, this is like the little applicator, but I just like to like run it through my eyebrows, and it just like fills them in, and then I don't really have to go in with so much brow product. I really like that this just like brushes them out, sets them into place, but also like just fills them in very easily and very naturally. These are only $4, which is insane. This is the Essence Highlight Eyebrow Lifter, and it's just this like little crayon, and I like to just run it underneath my brows, and it really just like cleans them up, and it just looks much more natural than going in with a concealer. I'll just like blend it out with my finger, and it just makes it look so much cleaner, and it really just like snatches the brow. I bought a good amount of lip products, but again, with the whole thing with the mask, you can't really wear it out. So something that I really also just enjoyed, I just wanted something more moisturizing, something light on the lips, and I really enjoyed this product from ColourPop. This is a ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Local Time. So what I really liked about this is that it's just an oil. It was very moisturizing. It left my lips feeling very soft, and it just made them look very like plump and pretty, and it just gave like a very like nice pretty like shine to them. Sometimes I just didn't want to put on a lipstick, a liquid lipstick, or any of that stuff. So honestly, one of my favorite products from this whole year was just this, something simple, something to just slap on my lips, and that's it. Just call it a day, because with the mask you can't even see that when you're out and about. So yeah, that is pretty much it for all of my favorites for 2021. For 2020, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you're able to discover some new favorites. I 100% stand by them. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.